Lately, I've been suffering from superhero fatigue. For the last 10 years, we've had many a movie with many a hero. So, coming across today's story was pretty interesting. It's like, why another superhero story? Still, I decided to take a look, and so far, it's been pretty interesting. For today's first chapter look, we'll be diving into Flying Sparks. Before we get started, just wanted to stop in and say my lighting is off, there's some background noise, and I'm kind of low energy in this one. It's a work in progress. We'll improve as we go along. Enjoy though. Thank you. Now, Flying Sparks is written by Del Arroz. Sorry, I think I mangled the man's name. John Del Arroz. And off the bat, can I say? The art looks pretty good. Again, I don't have much experience here to describe what is good, what is off, but I do like the design of our character here. Shows pretty decent detail. In this first chapter, we meet a few characters, mainly our star character, Meta Girl, aka Chloe, along with the young man he or she is kissing, which is Johnny, her boyfriend. There are a few other characters. We meet Hannah, her roommate, and Paul, the barista. I like that from the first page, we get right into the action. Here we see Meta Girl in the middle of battle. And what I can appreciate here is the way these panels are laid out reminds me of the Tintin books, graphic novels, if you want to call them that, where they had these multiple panels on each page that showed progress, that showed an action, step one, step two, step three. And I really liked that from, well, when I was 10 years old reading Tintin. But I noticed that same trend here with this graphic novel, one, two, three, four, showing progressive action. Again, you just see the action here. Now, from the get go, this is interesting because with superhero fighting what could be described as a small time thug is going to be caught in a headlock, punched, and then thrown off a roof. So, this is a pretty interesting start. So, here she is, middle of battle. But okay, clearly you have a guy here in pants and tank tops. Like, okay, nothing special, but she gets whooped and thrown off the roof. And why was she so easily or seemingly easily beaten, though? That comes up as we progress through the chapter. What I appreciate with Chloe as a superhero is the same thing I can appreciate and really love with Batman as a superhero. Here is someone who clearly has no superpowers in the traditional sense, whether something supernatural or some mutation or anything like that. But they go through and they devise ways and means and have various gadgets and other things to help them through. It's the same thing you find with, say, Iron Man. And I find that I tend to prefer superheroes like that. And of course, again, in this first chapter, we're seeing the creation, the building of Chloe as a superhero. I'm gonna try not to give away too much. So that's Meta Girl, our title character, and of course, as we go through, we get to learn more about her. The next person we meet, or at least the next person of interest that we meet, is Johnny, who of course has a relationship with Meta Girl. Underlying all of this is the subplot, I guess you could say, of the relationship between Chloe and Johnny. Here they are, boyfriend and girlfriend. They seem a bit ambivalent about each other, but also something that's made clear is that they're both keeping a secret from each other. Now, is this something that eventually separates them? Do they eventually confess to each other and reveal this secret to each other? Of course, we read on to find out. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through here. Let's see. Okay, this is the panel I wanted to show where they're in discussion. We have Chloe, her roommate, and Paul Barista in discussion about relationships. And here we go, Chloe and Johnny making up for missing each other, not being able to meet, not being able to talk. So how does this relationship play out? As we read on, we'll find out. So far, for this first chapter, I find a pretty intriguing story. Find a pretty engaging story. As I said, I like the multiple panel layout per page. Reminds me of the Tintin books, showing one step to the next, how an action takes place. I really like that. The color's pretty decent, and the artwork, it's okay. The character designs I find pretty intriguing. And let's see what happens next as we go through. I'm gonna finish this book, try my best to finish it as quickly as I can because I have others there, and then do a full review. Wow, this will be my first time doing a full review, so let's see how that turns out. But yes, this is the first chapter of Flying Sparks by John Del Arroz. Pretty intriguing story so far. Let's see what's left to come.